Well, simply put, the Seybold Locomotive Works has not been running excursions for quite some time. That is because the St. Louis Southwestern 442 number 605 has been out of service for a very extensive running gear overhaul, and it is on the home stretch, but not quite there yet. And due to the 605 being out of service, there's been a really high level of, more or less, of lack of interest in running excursions anymore. And because we didn't want to put all the weight on the 442 number 6, the number 442 number 6, the orange Atlantic, as well as the smaller steam locomotives we had, were also out of service, and they wouldn't be able to handle the trains as well. But luckily, during Christmas, we acquired the Canadian Pacific 462 number 4073, and she is going to be used in 605's place in the SLW excursion program until the 605 returns. Like I said, she's getting there. Just was an incredibly extensive running gear overhaul. A lot of our 04OTs are on the home stretch in terms of their rebuilds and repaints and everything like that. We've got the newly acquired Circus 0602 number 9, as well as the new valve geared 060 Big 6, the heavily detailed number 5, which will be running the trains with the 4073 today. Next up, we're going to be moving around a lot of this equipment so we can arrange some displays, make it all look pretty and happy and nice. A new addition to the Seybold Locomotive Works site is this wood barn. This wood barn is built especially by myself and will be housing the Folsom Prison number 1 and the Silver Bend 202, which are both two scratch built, from the ground up, custom 04OTs based off real life replicas. And this barn I built and got at Christmas specifically for both those 04OTs. Both are currently receiving some pretty heavy framework, but the barn is built, and I have the braces on the side to keep the roofs in place so they're not glued down, as well as the doors, which do open and close. And it's been a nice little fun project site. That's a new addition to the Seybold Locomotive Works area. We see the newly acquired Seybold Locomotive Works number 5 taking the tagged SP bay window caboose to a different location. The Southern Pacific black windows have started shunting around some of the stock outside of the SLW and 04OT barns. A long way from our Evansville, Indiana home, this HO scale model of the Flagpole 75, which was built by us at the Seybold Locomotive Works for our good close friend John Miner of JMCOLS 95, is moving into its position on display outside the 04OT barn for the Seybold Locomotive Works today. After a lot of hectic switching and shunting, here you can get a kind of a good view at some of the displays for the Seybold Locomotive Works, as well as our own locomotives that we are doing for clients. You have the Flagpole 75, as well as the B&O 1897, which are both Montua boosters that belong to a good friend of mine, John Miner, JMCOLS 95. The Flagpole 75 is almost done. She runs really good. Just got to finish the lettering and change up the numbers, as well as install some knuckle couplers on her. The B&O 1897 was almost done with her making sure the paint on the metal boiler was alright. The frame runs really good, so it'll be done, and you'll see more updates on that in time. The St. Louis Southwestern, our star beloved engine, that used to be the star of our excursion program, is sitting next to the Canadian Pacific 4073, so that visitors can get a good look at the wonderful restoration progress that's been going on in the Atlantic for the last couple months. She has been out of service for, I think it's about 6 months now, and she'll be back in service within hopefully the month of February. But for right now, the 4073 on the left will be taking her spot, and after the number 5's excursion, she will be heading the next one, the 4073 that is. So take a good look. There's some good displays. Now that the displays outside the barn and the SLW shop have been properly arranged, the Southern Pacific black widows that we regularly switch around and we use as part of our programs, we'll switch the Pensy gondola full of parts, as well as the tagged SP bay window caboose, back to the SLW shop lead, where they will also be on display as well. Not very pretty sights, but you know. I mean, more or less, a big reason, mainly essentially just the main reason that the Seybold Locomotive Works stopped running excursions is because we lost interest after 605 went out of service, and problems just kept happening over and over. I've made a review for that a lot of other people have seen, but I can just kind of give a general crap. The lighting sucks over here. That ain't gonna help really. But more or less, this is the most extensive running gear overhaul I've ever done on an engine before. New brass timing rod, new rear drive wheel, which is really hard to find, new expansion link, which is what the timing rod is connected to. You know, it goes back and forward like that. All new screws for the drive wheels and the rods. Instead of using pins, I use screws and just smalled them down a little bit to make it, because it holds up a lot better. Repaired a lot part of the union link, as well as replaced some screws as well on the engineer side, and rebuilt the tender completely, and relettered this side, the fireman side. I'm going to be mounting the cab soon, and it needs a new idler gear for the motor. It is essentially like a dummy locomotive right now, but yeah, hopefully, like I said earlier, probably February is when it's going to be back in service and resuming its spot. The 4073 will still be Seybold Locomotive Works, but it won't run as much because the 605. I mean, this engine was really great to run. It was just a beauty to run. You know, I miss it. Fabulous runner. It could do anything pretty much, you know, and it doesn't really look right having the other engines pull her SSW consist, but you know what, she'll be back in time to resume her spot. But for right now, she's looking good. She's on the home stretch, so let's get on to the 4073, ironically her replacement, at least for now. Hello everyone, I'm Hyde Seybold, founder, owner, and operator of the Seybold Locomotive Works. Built everything from the SCVR to the SLW, every single shop, you know, barn, all built myself. Thank you guys very much for watching this video, and if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Seybold Locomotive Excursions are back. Like I said, a lot of the interest died with the 605, and now that she's coming back, and now we get the 4073, they're on their way back. The barn is more or less specifically for the Folsom Prison No. 1 and the Silver Bend 202, which you'll see and hear more about later on in future updates. But yeah, that's the Seybold Locomotive Survival Excursions. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Any questions on anything here that you see, just let me know. Alright, thank you guys very much.
I am a shotgun rider for the San Jacinto line. The desert is my brother, my skin is cracked and dry. I was riding on a folk coach